And welcome to Pseudorandom.
Hello, and yes, welcome to Pseudorandom. I'm Collin Ladyada, and joining me
I'm here. I'm Ladyada.
is Ladyada.
And you're really rocking out.
Smooth sounds, rough voice,
Yeah,
contrast.
no, that's fine. You're a vocalist also, or just guitarist usually?
I can vocalize. I
Okay.
vocalize quite a bit. Doing it right now.
This is your, do you have multiple guitars, or just your only
I
guitar?
have multiple guitars. Does anyone have one guitar?
It's like one bicycle.
Probably the person who really plays, and they need to.
It's the person who just got their first guitar is the only one who has their
Right.
one guitar.
Yeah. It's kind of bad.
Okay, so
And
you got a
kinda
guitar.
great.
You got a guitar collection. And
I got a guitar. I got a few guitars. Nothing crazy. Nothing super. I like to make sounds. Sounds are good.
We did a couple of pseudo-randoms about music and
Yep.
audio and
Yep.
electronics
Sure.
and stuff.
We cover, I'm always interested in synths and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, just starting when you're just building electronics, huge bang for your buck, guitar pedals.
Yeah.
DIY
Especially if you have a guitar.
effects. Especially if you have a guitar, opens up whole new worlds. And then you don't have to buy a new guitar, you can just make it sound different.
Okay, so audio comes out of here.
Audio comes out of the audio hole. Actually,
Okay.
on an acoustic guitar, they do call it a sound hole. It's
Sound
the
hole,
main
even though
hole.
it's electronic.
Um,
Okay.
Well, not yet on an acoustic guitar. I was just
Okay.
making a joke comparison. And then travels down the wire. You've got this relatively low parts count. Small board. Some of them can be really pretty simple, and it's a lot of bang for your buck for an electronics project. It's like
Yeah.
not a huge scope for like a lot of payoff. I think.
And this is the thing that when you go to a concert, like I don't play any guitar, I'm like completely ignorant. But when you see they're rocking out, and then in between songs, sometimes in the middle of a song, they'll like do something with their feet.
Stomp. Mm-hmm.
They're stomping, so they're sometimes called stomp boxes.
Right, that's a pretty crazy. It's like 4-pole switch.
Jeez. And
Yeah,
then
and
it
it's-
actually flicks between the different settings.
Yep, and this one actually isn't wired up. We can look in the overhead.
Oh yeah.
I had the.
That's a nice enclosure too.
Is
It's
it-
like cast.
Really nice enclosure. See the inset holes and everything? I have it focused? Yeah, I do. Okay. And so yeah, you can see the back of this
Oh, cool.
switch is really heavy dutes.
So this is in progress.
That's short for heavy duty. Yeah, this one's not wired yet. In fact, it's actually easier to see what's going on when it's not wired yet. So that's a
Handy.
good thing. Yeah. So yeah, these are actually kind of hard to come by too. It's like I'll find them on eBay or go to a supplier like
So it's like
Small
a
Bear.
4-pole, 5-throw, whatever.
4-pole.
Whatever.
Yes.
Multi-throw.
Yeah, I get confused when I'm put on the spot about switches.
I always get poles and throws confused. Always.
Yeah.
Because like you throw the pole, is whatever.
These are poles.
The pole's a long thing.
And this is throw, like right?
Okay.
So it's double throw. I would call that triple pull, right?
Oh, good.
Are we right? We're right.
Who cares?
Sure. We
Okay.
play tic-tac-toe on it.
And then
this is actually, I don't know if this is going to work out, to tell you the truth, because we've got this jack right above this cap here. We might have to knock this cap down a little bit. But yeah, your jacks, you've got your input and your output, and your board nestled right below it. It seems like there's like a pretty good amount of space in this, but then when you look inside, it's like, wow, now it's pretty cramped.
And then this here.
Yep, and that's a power jack. Notice there's no room. Well, there might be almost enough room for a 9-volt. I guess not. This one would just be powered
Are
by
most
external.
powered, or are they 9-volt?
Most will have, like a standard guitar pedal will have the option to be battery powered or plug-in, and a lot of people use like a big pedal board will just have a bunch of barrel jacks off of a single supply or something.
Yeah, because you
Those
don't want to
plug 'em
actually
on.
have like
You
a
don't wanna
switching
keep-
supply on it
yeah.
because it's noisy. So
Yeah.
All right. But they don't want to have like 8,000 9-volt batteries either.
Yeah, not so much. So yeah, this is going to be interesting to wire these pots.
And then these
there.
pots, and these
Yeah.
are like what do they adjust?
For this is going to be a delay, so it'll probably be like feedback and the delay rate, and maybe a mix of the delay with the wet and dry signal.
And there's like an Arduino in there?
No Arduinos. But it is digital. It's it's a PT. Was it PT2399, I believe? Yeah, there's a 5-volt regulator on there.
Okay.
So that's how I remember that. I'm like, oh yeah, that's a digital IC because I have a regulator on there.
But usually it's not a microcontroller.
No. Usually this is, analogs goodness. And actually the biggest interest in DIY pedal making is distortion. People just love different flavors of distortion.
Just distortion.
Yeah. This all got, like the whole scene really got started off with people just tweaking, just modding pre-existing guitar effects, like way back, maybe to the 60s and 70s. It was.
So you get that hard rock sound.
But you want your hard rock sound.
I know, but
I'm just extending off what you said, really, not denying.
That's cool.
It's about getting, you want to have a unique thing, you want to stand out, you want to have your own signature on it. It's like some part of like the musician superstition kind of thing or whatever.
So people can buy a pedal off the shelf.
Right.
But
it was a big thing to tweak and mod, and then
like circuit bending, or
like it's kind of like that, but more with direction. And there was a book. Craig Anderton was like seen as like sort of a godfather of DIY pedals, and he released this book, wrote this book, Electronic Projects for Musicians, which is kind of legendary in the field.
When was this written about?
I think it's the
looks 80s-ish.
7. I probably have that on my pad, but I think there might have been a reissue.
Can you still buy it?
I think it's older. I think you could buy reissues of it. I actually don't have a copy. I've just had like scans from it that I've.
Oh,
that I've used.
dude, you totally wear.
I have all the other books, but that one. Wait, maybe it is hard to get. That's probably why I don't have it.
Okay.
So I was really into pedals years back, and so we're just kind of like a trip down memory lane for me in a little bit of.
And
a way.
is it like a cost saving thing, or purely just like you want to customize?
Well, at first you could see it in some ways like cost saving. Maybe you build one that way. Once you start buying like these nice cases, it doesn't seem like you're saving too much money. But once you see the candy store of different schematics that are out there,
some of them actually flavor, like they sound like candy flavors.
yes,
Like Fuzz
my
Buster.
My favorite was Circuit Snippets. Look at this.
Okay.
Gargletron, you have to build that.
Yeah.
Push Me, Pull You, what the hell does that do? Wobbletron, probably like Garbletron, but different. Triple
Fuzz with the 2
with
Ps.
cream. Ghost Dance.
Calavera.
Exotic.
Cinnabar, that's like a vacation drink or something,
but
yeah.
sweet. Tightwad. Quechua. I mean, come on.
Seamoth Drive.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Boostorama, yeah. Funknosis, TMK. I mean,
Super simple square wave.
I mean, how could you look through this
Vet drivers.
when you first discover
Gargler.
When you first discover that you could build schematics and make something functional out of them, and it's not just crazy language.
GIFs. I can't even read. These are going fast.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Okay,
this is like total candy.
Punch in the face.
Is like, oh my god,
That's
I gotta
like the
build punch in the face. I gotta build syrup. Ugly face. Jawari.
It seems like, when people
Psychtar.
they mess around with a schematic, and when they make a modification that they like, then they have to come up with a name.
Yeah. That's what a lot of them. Octup with an exclamation point.
And these are very
Octing up
simple.
again.
I mean, this looks like a differential JFET and like a transistor. Like there ain't a lot going on there.
So something simple, but you put your spin on it or whatever, like you said, and then people do feel, and then it gets, they give it a flavor, they give it a name, and so you want to build that when you first see this stuff and you're into the guitar and you realize you can put these things together. I did build, one of the early ones that I had fun with was on that list we zoomed by, was PWM, which
not Gargle Blaster.
some of the other ones. I mean, I would build them and then I'm like it didn't work, and then I realized this one part is different, and I have a different form or whatever.
Okay, they have the switch and they show you like.
Yep.
Here, there's an LFO, easy LFO with like one op-amp.
Easy
No, not even
LFO.
op-amp, it's a Schmidt trigger. That's a pretty easy LFO.
Yep. Not too many options on that thing.
Okay. And
So-
JRC. What's the JRC? The 3660.
Where?
What is it? Amplifier?
It's an amplifier. Yeah, 386.
Okay.
It's 386.
Oh, is it? Oh.
I think it says 386D.
Okay.
It's a little hard for us to see from here.
And that's what you got down here?
I built this. Yeah, I think I might even use this in another video.
Okay.
And it's just so misbehaved.
So it's just a 9 volt LM386. the CD 4010 and then like pots and I like this kind of like you literally have a breadboard here. Like it's,
oh,
it's
this
a,
yeah,
it's
this
like,
is the old like IKEA shelf or whatever that I used for years to put different things on, and then just have this panel so before you put it in an enclosure,
yeah.
you can get a little preview.
All right.
Now, if it actually made some noise, that would be like.
Is this not?
cool.
This is not plugged into anything.
Oh. So a key thing to learn:
Yeah.
plugs in jacks.
Plugs.
Right.
Go
Plugs in
for it.
jacks.
Yeah.
It keeps cutting off because it can't do like the low subtleties.
Okay.
But this is apparently converting the signal into like a crappy PWM signal.
Yeah, it definitely has that
Basically.
square wavy feel to it.
Yeah. Unforgiving.
Yeah.
Where's that elevator? Wow. You could really hit the acoustic. It's kinda nice. It doesn't want to work with you.
Oh yeah.
That's usable. But anyway.
So you must. A lot of it is like you just tweak it to get it to that. Because like the circuit isn't like fully functional at all ranges. You have to kind of mess with it. Like is this?
Well, this one's kind of goofy. I mean,
Yeah.
I was attracted to the weird ideas, the kind of crazy.
Do you want
ones.
to do you want to look at the output on an oscilloscope?
Why not? You got one handy.
I do actually have one handy.
Oh, that's what that is.
Yeah. Okay, I got my oscilloscope. So I'm gonna just tune it. Hook this up.
I'm gonna turn this down a little bit because
Okay.
I love eardrums.
This connects to ground. And then this is the output to the amp, so I have to clip on that.
So.
Oh no, this tape that you have here is like 30 years old.
Yeah, 30 or 7 or 8.
Hold on 1 second.
You mean stop making incredibly loud noises?
Yeah.
Hold on, I have to do something.
Well, I want to actually, you know what, this is, no, see, I want to make sure I
requires-
connect to a true negative.
Some amount
Okay.
of.
So, rock it out. Very square.
Yeah, it's got a.
Hold on, Leah.
Call that rocking out.
Yeah. It's squarish and there's a ramp.
I'm sorry, I was too busy going.
Rocking out. But then if you compare it to, like, if you look at the input.
The input, is that going to be effective?
Well, it's just a lot. It's just rounder. It doesn't have that.
Right.
It doesn't have that spiky, squarey.
It doesn't have that bratty, misbehaving sprack. So,
Okay.
So that's fun. I mean, there's a lot of really pretty sounding stuff, of course, you can build that's out there. There's just a lot of schematics and a big community now online.
And are the people who are building these guitar these guitar pedals, are they like musicians who are also electrical engineers, or is it really just like musicians who are just like, I want that sound and I'm willing to learn how to solder, how to breadboard to get the music I want?
I think it's both. I mean, I think that it's a common ground between, engineers who like to play music and musicians who want to be able to experiment and control what's going on inside of these boxes that they play through.
Yeah.
And
Is there like a
it's about
community?
customization. Yeah. DIY stomp boxes.
DIY stomp boxes?
Is a really good forum.
It does what it says on the tin. Yeah.
Pretty straightforward, no surprises in there. And there's just a lot of sites. I didn't really talk to many people. I more socialized over synth stuff. But I just used lots of sites that were like big depots, like or repositories of schematics, and they would also have like PCB layouts. And then usually they'd have a link to like buy that PCB too if you wanted. So that was really great.
Like a standard stomp box size, and you'd get it. I've seen kits.
Yeah, you could buy kits too that have like the case ready to go. And
it's interesting that the maker community doesn't. I mean, clearly they're very similar, but I haven't seen as much overlap
between with like
with
DIY effects.
Stomp boxes and like makers. Like I don't tend to see schematics and stomp box projects on like maker sites as much.
Yeah, it is kind of rare. You're right. It's like sort of isolated. I think
it's like Galapagos.
Sometimes people like to steer away from audio stuff in the DIY scene because it's dangerous ground. Because some people will be like, "Oh, there's noise in my signal. Like, what is this?"
Well, this is the whole point of it. It's all noise.
This is obviously, I'm not that demographic we're talking about. But yeah, I think it's like like, oh, here's this amp you can make yourself, and they're like, what? It's like signal noise ratio is like total crap, and what is this? This is garbage. So yeah, not audiophile stuff, but
but compared to a synth,
overlap.
Compared to a synth, this stuff is really pretty
super
easy.
Simple and super cheap to build things. Can be hard to find some weird parts, and not super fun to drill cases.
Those
like
are
this. That's hard tack there. It's hard aluminum.
I imagine a lot of these parts, you could probably get like at a Radio Shack or something, or you used to be able to. I mean, like these are just capacitors, potentiometers.
Right, I think the cases that I would get from Radio Shack, the aluminum ones were like this. It's pretty thin.
Yeah.
And it's kind of hellish to take apart, but it looks nice and
it's a lot simpler. Yeah. But I remember seeing like these cast aluminum ones because you can like run over them with a truck.
Yeah, I think these are Hammond box. I think. Yep.
Hammond.
Hammond.
I think Hammond makes them. I don't know if they're like.
Oh, they make them.
I think they could have been the company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I meant they're not the seller.
Neat.
The specialty stuff.
So what are these other stomp boxes you got here?
This one was, it's another distortion actually. Not much to talk about.
Nice
knobs. It's another weird distortion. And yeah, so you can tell I wasn't exactly using this live because I have no stomp switch. I'm just flicking it back and forth. This one, which unfortunately I can't demo right now either, these are in various states of functionality, was my own spin on a distortion and I added like an LFO to it and a couple different options. I actually have 2 stomp switches.
Ooh.
For controlling if you just want the distortion on or if you want the LFO on. And it's based on the Ampeg Scrambler, which is my favoriteest distortionist Everest. It was, and I never had the original. I just tried a bunch of different schematics, and I'm like, oh, this one's great. Wow, this must have been a great pedal. It's just a great design. And
do people ever like take off-the-shelf pedals and reverse engineer them?
Oh yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because they're not that complicated on the inside.
I know even some people will, they'll obfuscate their design in order to hide it. Like I think some people even go like pour epoxy, like it's one big black blob and stuff like that. But it's something that can be so simple that you can see like, oh yeah, I guess it'd be easy for someone to really copy him. This is my copy of the Ampeg Scrambler. So we'll put under the. So you can see all this fine detailing I did here.
I love it.
Notice the empty black hole and the knobs taken off of some like Yamaha EQ pedal or something I had around. And notice the.
Do you want me to open it up or?
The Radio Shack enclosure. Yeah, here we can open it up. I got it. It's not screwed in. So.
More circuits.
This is okay. This is the first one I ever made. All right.
No judging.
All right, I know you're not bad about that, but I'm talking to the audience. Don't look at me like that.
I love it. Did you etch that circuit board?
I'm very proud. Yeah, I etched the board. God, the time I would take just when I could probably put it on perf board so easily back then. I remember I was like, no, I have to etch.
But it looks much nicer.
It looks nicer. I just like the process so much.
And about when did you build this about?
Whew. How old am I? It was probably like more than 10 years ago, I guess, something like that. So just have the little toggle switch up here, 9 volts glued in, nothing fancy at all. This is not even jeans and a t-shirt. Kind of formal.
This is
But-
like walk around your underwear
Yep.
style.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is nobody who's.
Oh, I like
asking.
your like center negative symbol
Oh,
that you
yeah.
got.
Yeah.
That's like the best part.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's just.
right here.
I drew it. I drew the old
I always wondered why
outer
they,
positive. Oh yeah, it's
Why
good
is
that I
that?
made this note. Maybe I should have shown that on the overhead so you can really see what we're talking about. Oh, unless you're gonna zoom, Phil. Or he's on top of it. Can you see that? That's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
you see on like the AC adapters and everything.
why is it that way?
Why do
Only guitar pedals.
guitar pedals do it that way? Hold on. It's because they wanted to isolate ground. I've asked this question
the
before
switch?
years ago, and I'm like,
This is like the Spacing Guild logo from Dune, too, by the way. I think that's
Which
what it
logo?
actually is. The Spacing Guild logo from Dune.
He thinks everything's from Dune.
No, I don't think
maybe it is.
everything is. I think this is.
This is the dream. Dune is reality, Phil. We know.
Yeah.
It has to do, I think, with like the case, like metal cases being ground, but then why would you want positive on the outside? I don't remember. It's a really good question. I've asked it before, and now I've erased it from memory.
I think the
Because
center.
it's like all guitar pedals
Yeah.
that will want an outside positive barrel.
I think if the body is not, I mean, if the body's plastic,
Right. Well, this is obviously.
yeah, this is
Not-
plastic. But you know, the switch on a DC jack is on the outer pin, so it could be that they didn't want to have a floating ground. So they wanted to have a floating ground and not have a floating positive, like because
Okay,
maybe it
so
would
that's what they
cause-
would disconnect. Instead.
You're disconnecting the positive, not the negative, which is actually wiser. But usually, if the center pin is positive, you can't switch it.
That sounds convincing. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Because if you
Yeah.
use the power, because you want to be able to do like a pass through without any like interference or
I think
whatever.
so. They have the 9-volt inside, and when you plug in a wall adapter, it'll automatically just switch out to the wall adapter without needing to have any sort of selector switch or circuitry.
Okay.
It's low cost.
That I'm convinced. I'm sold. That sounds good.
Okay, but I'm just saying, I mean,
You're right.
Wow.
I mean,
I'm just saying.
I
You're
could
right.
have been influenced myself. Oh wait, no, I didn't design that. Yes,
I'm just saying.
we're all connected. I think that was.
I
the
don't
old
understand how
US
you managed to
telephone
find
logo.
that in like just 1 minute.
I know. I'm like, what if he? Oh
My
my God,
it's
he
my
found
desktop
it.
wallpaper.
Is it? And
What's
this
this?
is my little shielding I threw in there after I was getting. I enjoy listening to the radio while I play guitar, but not that much.
Oh,
You know, to
funny.
a certain extent, I like to have the volume down. So yeah, this is the Ampeg Scrambler.
Okay.
Oh, I've got an amp here. Why don't I plug it in and try it?
Oh, really? It's going to work? Okay, let's do it.
Oh yeah, it actually works. Nice. All right, so this is in, and this is out.
Okay, this is on. Wait, no, this is off. Do you want it on?
Let's turn it on.
It's on.
And it doesn't work. Hold
Wait,
on.
did you power this up? This is in or out? These
Says
are
in.
these are yeah, but this should be out.
Is it? Okay, try it.
Well, this looks like an in symbol. I don't know.
Oh yeah, you're right. We shouldn't have opened it, right? Oh, here, do this. Oh yeah. No, I'm not gonna play.
That's pretty good.
Son, he said.
Ah! All the way up.
Yeah, whatever. You don't have to actually know how to play guitar.
Awesome.
What?
Awesome. This band is great.
I love their pedal.
This is my favorite song.
So, anyway, if you don't want to have friends, you can just do this all the time. scrambles very
Also,
well.
I like how you have to have someone your
That's new.
your
I think
bandmate
that's
hold it.
since the last time we opened
probably
it.
because we opened it and it came a little bit loose.
Aw, it has so much charm.
Okay, so this is cool. So why did you decide to build this rather than buy one? You just like,
Because
just why you wanted to
they
build
were.
something?
I didn't have money at the time.
Oh, sweet.
So that was a big part of it. And also, they've reissued them since then, but you couldn't buy these except for vintage. And they were like, super collector's item, eBay, $1,000, that kind of thing.
Totally, I know where that. I know it's like
Yeah.
TB303, same thing. It's like on eBay, $2,000 but
Right.
parts $30-$40.
Yep. Go for it. Yeah.
Okay.
And
Just takes like all of your time.
Right. Learning is fun. There's also that. I was interested in the whole electronic stuff. At the time, kind of wanted to get into it. So yeah, it was fun, and actually, it's been cool going back to these old boxes, and I've been making some repairs, going back,
Yeah.
connecting some wires here and there.
This is a pretty good collection you got here.
It is, and I think we can leave you with a sequence of me soldering a bit and taking a trip down memory lane of guitar pedal effects. Bye.